Time now for the week that was. Let's take a look at the top stories that made headlines around the globe this week. We begin this segment by telling you that some elders of the River State have approached a federal high court sitting in Abuja to declare the purported peace agreement brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu between the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike and Governor Sim Fubara unconstitutional. They stated the agreement, which was signed on December 18, was not only illegal, but amounted to a usurpation, nullification, and undermining of the extent and binding relevant provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The plaintiffs, led by a member of the River State House of Assembly representing Bonny State constituency, Victor Jumbo, include Senator Bennett Birabi, Senator Andrew Uchendu, Rear Admiral O.P. Fingesi, and Keo Briggs, and Emmanuel Dinma. They are also asking the court to order the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct fresh elections to replace 27 lawmakers who defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. Well, we are back on the matter of the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, and the governor of River State, Sim Fubara, having issues. I was going to say I nearly regret last week saying that I believe the president should wade in after I saw the agreement that that came out of the meeting.
Yeah.
There has been some talk on social media recently about whether the signature is authentic or not, whether the agreement is authentic or not. But one thing I would say most people can agree on is that the agreement seems to be unconstitutional and illegal in the essence of it. So how do you feel about the newest?
Well, I mean, last week part of what we discussed was the fact that since we returned to democracy in Nigeria in 1999, practically all the presidents that we have had, has had to deal with certain problematic states. Obasanjo, when he was president between 1999 and 2007, had a number of states that he had to deal with. Anambra was one key state, where under his watch, a sitting governor, was abducted, and things like that. Lagos, interestingly, which had Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is now currently the president, as the governor, was probably the biggest headache that Obasanjo had then. And part of what stood Lagos out, and by extension, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was the fact that he didn't kowtow to the federal might. He stood his ground. And most of the things that many states are enjoying today were tested in the law court because Lagos was constantly taking the federal government, to court. But of course, you remember the fact that for a couple of years, the federal allocation from Abuja was seized, which, after the creation of 37 LCDAs, in addition to the 20 local government. The late Yaradua had his own, issues. The Boko Haram problem, started at that time around Borno State. Goodluck Jonathan had his issues. Buhari had his, a few states that he had to deal with. So I think that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is now like the principal player now outside of Wike and Governor Sim Fubara. I think that how he handles the Port Harcourt issue ultimately will be part of what would define his presidency and possibly his own credentials as a Democrat, perhaps as the father of all Democrats, as he used to address himself. You remember, of course, when the issue of Edo State that happened under Buhari. I think that this will not go away anytime soon. I think that Fubara has bought himself, some time. But of course, if you look at, I think it was Professor Femi Osofison in those days that wrote a play about the fact that once you have put a man in bondage, at least give him his tongue. Let him have a say, even if he's in bondage, let him, be able to say something. It looks to me like if we consider Sim Fubara to be in bondage, it doesn't seem that he has gotten any tongue, or mouth to speak, and therefore it's double jeopardy. The sort of document that he purportedly signed in Abuja, forget about the illegality or unconstitutionality of it. I don't think that they were dealing with constitution when they summoned the governor and a few other stakeholders from Rivers State to come and deal with the issue. I think it was basically for the president to intervene as the president of the country, as, if you like, the political leader, of if not all the political parties. So the ball is in Governor Fubara's court. Like I said, I hope that he has been able to buy himself some more time. He has said that there's no peace that is too big. There's no price that is too big to pay, to achieve peace in Rivers State. But what sort of peace of the graveyard are we talking about? What is the status of the 27, shall we say 26 or 25? We don't even know who is where, who is here, as far as the constitutionality of it is concerned. If they have resigned, will they still be in APC? The way that they are claiming, or would they return to PDP? At what point we would disregard the fact that they once resigned? If they are going to be in APC, if they have successfully defected to APC, then are we not flouting the Constitution? Because what the law clearly says is that once you defected without any concrete reason that can show that there are issues in your party, then INEC, will be obliged to conduct, anything. Would that be the kind of a thing that Fubara has signed to?
I mean, absolutely. I believe that the president, even if he is acting in a political capacity to handle an issue between the governor, Fubara, and the minister, Wike, that all that he does should be to the letter of the law, and it should be above reproach. So there should not be certain documents. I believe it should
be, like a sort of mediation,
Yeah, but if you mediate and you allow terms that are outrightly unconstitutional, it is worth calling out and saying that, this is something that our president should not abide by. Even if the members, the 26 or 25 or 27, even if they are leaving to join his party, it's something he should not abide by, because these things happen. We saw it in the National Assembly previously when you had people defecting from the PDP to the APC, when they had new PDP back in Jonathan's era, and they did not lose their seats. And the issue now that we are facing as a country is that when we allow so many of these illegalities and these things to slide,
that's correct,
you're going to get to a position that the lion on your feet will one day eat you.
Absolutely.
We're creating a beast. We can't have a one-party state. We can't have, lawmakers or elected officials who take a people's mandate, a mandate given to a party and a platform, and take it as a personal mandate, and then decide they're going to
dash it out to another party. The very thing that even Wike himself spoke loudly against. I think that there will be interesting days ahead.
Definitely.
We will see how it goes. First will be to know if indeed Governor Fubara will represent the budget to the fuller house, and then resign the same budget that he has appended his signature to. But again, it's interesting. It's interesting. But as I said, Rivers State will be one of the defining anecdotes in President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidency. Let's see how it plays out.